So welcome guys. Today I want to talk about quite a few issues and I want to start with prayer points.
Yeah.
Let's remember that we're still going to talk about the main reason why we're here, which is our challenge, which we're going to really flog. But we just want to do a bit of gisting, if you guys don't mind. Now, Pastor Adeboye.
Gist, that's what we like.
Gist. You like gisting?
Yeah.
All right.
Too much
Pastor Adeboye said, any relative, this is a prayer point posted from the Redeem website. Any relative or anyone blocking your way, if they don't repent, they won't see the new year. That's a prayer point. Now, Bonario, who is a good friend of mine, and he's quite vocal on Twitter and on the Linda Ikeji blog, said the kind of things we send God to do, the same God whose mercies each day are renewed. Now, I'm not going to talk. I want you guys to talk, but I want Madame to talk first. So, Madame, first of all, what do you have to say about this prayer point? Let me read the prayer point to you again. Any relative or anyone blocking your way, if they don't repent, they won't see the new year. What do you have to say?
Well, my opinion is, I always tell God to bless me in the presence of my enemies. That is me. Because I want you to see me rise. Because for me, success is the best revenge. So I don't want you to die, you know. And of course, I pray for divine protection. So I know you're hating on me, or your evil, whatever it is, your evil prayers cannot affect me. First and foremost, they cannot affect me. But I need you to be alive, to see me elevated. So I don't need my enemies to die. That's for me. I don't need them to die.
Okay, Tastebudz said she doesn't need her enemies to die, that the Lord will set a table up in the presence of her enemies and they will see her rise. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with that? Today I'm not teaching, we're discussing. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to moderate the discussion. Now, babe, another thing that was trending this week was the End SARS campaign. The End SARS campaign was quite big.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, we're also launching her YouTube channel. It's not going to be much of preaching and discussion. It's a lot of food.
Good
so,
food.
Tastebudzng NG on YouTube, so you can go there, and you know, on Instagram you can only do 1 minute, and there's not much you can do in a minute.
There's not much.
So on YouTube you're going to actually see her prepping the food, cooking the food, doing all those things you need to. So please subscribe to her YouTube channel now. Just go to Tastebudzng NG and just hit that red button, and she's also going to tell us how she became Tastebudz today.
Yes.
So, but I'm going to continue.
It's a very interesting story. It's going to be on my YouTube channel.
Okay, so you guys go and check that out.
Yeah.
Now, End SARS, that's another thing. SARS was set up to be SARS, a special anti-robbery squad. So the name explains, you know, we had a lot of robbery cases and a lot of violent crimes in Nigeria at the point where SARS was set up. Now, is SARS still living up to that expectation? The End SARS campaign came up to try to end SARS. I don't believe it should be ended. But like I said, I'm not talking. I'm reading your comments and she's talking. So, babe, what do you think about End SARS?
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't say it's up to me for them to end it or not. But I've had a personal terribly bad experience with SARS. There was an attempted kidnap of my life some years back, which I reported to SARS. My lawyers actually went as far as writing the Inspector General of Police, and the matter was swept under the carpet. It's a very long story, but for me, SARS did not work. So the purpose of creating or establishing that unit of the armed force, it's wrong. It's not working for me. It's not working. So if the government should decide to end it, I'm indifferent. because I never benefited from SARS in the first place. When I needed them to stand up for me, a civilian, a citizen of Nigeria, they did not. So I had a terrible experience with them. It's not something I wish for anyone.
Okay. So, in your opinion, SARS failed you?
It failed me.
They did not brutalize you though, but they just didn't do what they were supposed to do.
They didn't do what they should do. No, it failed me totally.
All right, so Bae has thrown some light on NSARS. Now, I want to bring...
Onyad.
Okay, she's also live on her own page.
Please say hello to Daddy Freeze, Joe_BT.
Hi, guys. All right.
Gilbert, I love you too.
Now, there's a bit of... This is a funny one. Okay? I'm going to read you a funny story right now. All right, I want to read you a funny story right now, and this is actually from Linda Ikeji's blog. Woman who had sex with 15 ghosts believes she will get pregnant, or believes, I beg your pardon, she'll get pregnant with a spirit's baby. Now, this woman, according to the story, had sex with ghosts. Her name is Amethyst Realm, and on this morning, she told the host, that's the show, she told the host, Philip Scottfield, that she left her fiancé after he caught her having an affair with a spirit.
Whoa,
is that not what we call spiritual husband back here?
That's deep.
Okay. And going on, she said, it was about 12 years ago I was living with my fiancé and he was working away a lot. I started to feel a presence. Amethyst said, one night she decided to dress in a sexy lingerie and hang out in the spare room where she felt the ghost presence. Now, she thought the ghost wasn't going to show up, but eventually the ghost showed up and they had a sexual relationship. And after that, she's had a sexual relationship with 14 other ghosts. And Holly, that's the second host of the show that was interviewing this lady, asked if she want to have children one day, and she says she's heard about having children for ghosts that are called phantom pregnancies. I don't know what to say. She said that she broke up with one of her one guy she was in a relationship with because he saw the shape of a man through the window making out with her, and she broke up both with the ghost and the guy. She broke up with the guy first, then she broke up with the ghost because the ghost never showed her his physical presence, but he showed it to her guy, so she felt the ghost didn't trust her enough. I love Oyibo people. Their sense is like this. So guys, what do you think of this story?
God, this is crazy.
Somebody said, Tastebudzng, take your man to thread his brows. By a ghost or by a human being?
I wonder.
All right, Tastebudzng. So first of all, what do you think about this story? Do you think the story is real, or do you think it's something cooked up?
First of all, I find it difficult to believe. I don't believe in ghosts. Well, I do believe that ghosts do exist, but having this kind of relationship with a human being, I think it's a bit extreme. It's a bit extreme. Yes, because I have actually seen one.
Hey!
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, tell us, baby.
But
tell
my
us.
parents told me I was hallucinating.
Which ghost did you see?
It was in the village. Seriously, but I was 13 at that time.
Okay, what did you see? Tell us what you saw.
It was like an apparition, you know. Well, they said I was watching too many horror movies, Hammer House of Horror, I don't know, but I was shocked what I saw. I was 13 and we went for Christmas, like Ubalu, you know, Igbo people, they say Ubalu family reunion, end of the year you go. And it was at night, we were not supposed to be outside playing, but I was very sure what I saw, you know, it was ethereal, it was like, it was transparent, and it kind of vanished, and I had this airy feeling around me, and I ran inside the house. I was 13, come on. But I'm sure it was a ghost, and I'm so
Did it toast you?
Of course not.
Okay.
So I think that is extreme, now having a personal relationship with a ghost. That
My
is too
mind.
much.
Somebody says, "Babe, you are lovely, but you were hallucinating."
I am not. My parents told me I was because I was 13.
Somebody
but
said
I'm
it's
not.
your imagination.
No, I was so certain. I was certain it was a ghost I saw. It felt like, come on. Everybody, it's so annoying when everybody thinks because you're 13.
Somebody
you're not
said
sure.
ghosts are real. Oh.
They are real. Thank you very
Somebody
much.
said, did the ghost say boo?
No.
Did the ghost say
But
boo?
seriously, I was 13 and I was sure. But my mom keeps insisting I was hallucinating.
Somebody said you were on some mushrooms.
No, not some purple mushrooms and not some Afghanistan weed. I was just 13 and it was a ghost.
Okay, so finally we have agreed that it was
Yes,
a ghost.
it was a ghost.
Let's just agree. A man always has to agree with his woman if he wants a peaceful home.
Joe.
So, in fact, I even saw the ghost.
Oh my God.
All right, now,
Stop.
let me ask you. No, it's going on. You just think it up. Yeah. So, hi guys. All right, now, let's move on to our challenge. Now, so many names have come up for our poverty alleviation challenge. We have the TAP challenge, which, by the way, received the most number of votes. We also had the CAP challenge, which is Christians Against Poverty challenge. And we have the GAP challenge, which is the Give Against Poverty challenge. Now, after looking at all, I think I would like to settle for the TAP challenge, and let me explain why. First of all, if you have Google with you, just type the word tithe. What is tithe? So I'm waiting for that to come up. Any definition? Tithe is 1/10 part of something paid as a contribution to a religious organization or compulsory tax to government. Tithe is a tenth. Do you understand? Now, why do I like the TAP challenge or the Tithe Against Poverty challenge? Is because we want to take 1/10 of our income starting in December and use that tithe. Now, it is not your tithe. Church says pay your tithe. No, we are just saying take a tithe. A tithe is different from your tithe. Your tithe seems a bit more obligatory. A tithe is like take 10% of your income and use it to remove somebody from poverty. Okay? We're going to set the standards of how you can remove someone from poverty. Alright, guys? Okay. How do you remove someone from poverty? 1. Buy them tools for their trade. 2. Pay school fees. 3. Someone says any portion of your income. I want it to be at 10% because it's a bit more comfortable to take 10% than to take any portion. If you say any portion, I'm going to take 1%. Do you understand? That's why it is Tithe Against Poverty. We want to take our income and remove one person. I'm going to remove one person. You are going to remove one. Now, here's how the chain reaction works. That one person you remove from poverty must remove somebody else too from poverty once they start working. For instance, if you buy a vulcanizer machine to stand by the side of the road and do his business, when he makes money, he too has to take 1/10 of his work and remove somebody else. My ambition is if everyone removed one person, and that one person removed one person, in 1 year, there will be no poor people. We don't need any money. Don't give me any money. Don't give Tastebudzng any money. If you want to buy food, buy food. If you want to pay for my services as a compare or whatever I do on the radio, advertisement, blah, 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 that's a different game entirely. But I am going to take 10% of my income. Tastebudzng is going to take 10%